right, we talked about the mall situation. What was that, Friday? In Miami. Yeah. There was a big deal in Miami where 200 police officers showed up at the mall. Originally, the report was there were 10-foot tall creatures.
Wow, that's a big deal
roaming the mall. That's a really big deal. That's scary. So, you need 200 cops for that. Then they said, no, it was a fight. Then it turns out it's 4 kids with sticks.
Well, that's how many they arrested.
Okay.
I mean, there were a lot of kids, but they could only catch
4 of them.
4 of them.
And they all had sticks.
Yeah.
So the fatties could not run away.
Yeah. Now, I don't know what this video is that Chris has brought to the table here, but I guess this lady's going to explain in 7 minutes.
This lady goes through the entire theory and the facts that she could find.
All right.
Okay, because it is weird.
It is weird.
There's been a lot
out of the norm.
Yeah, a lot of different stories about what happened at the Miami Mall last week, and here's what she outlines here.
The Miami police was not dispatched there for a juvenile fight, and the obvious need for such an enormous police presence was far more sinister than what we've been told. As multiple witnesses claimed to have seen, I can't believe I'm going to say this, creatures that stood 8 to 10 feet tall.
And pause this.
Walking out.
Because the Miami police did issue an all-city dispatch. That means every police officer available in the city of Miami was expected to show up at the scene.
Wow.
Just FYI.
Okay.
And even inside of the mall. And the pew-pews that were reported, and even the pew-pews you might hear in some of the videos, had nothing to do with the juvenile fight. According to these witnesses, it was actually the mall-goers shooting to protect themselves from these 8 to 10 foot tall creatures in self-defense.
Yeah, no, that's why I came around.
I want to see video of the 8 to 10 tall creatures.
You're not going to.
There should be video if there were 8 to 10 foot tall creatures.
Better. Along with the ridiculously high number of police officers that arrived on the scene and the helicopter flying above. Apparently, after this incident was phoned into the police, the black PD helicopters were the only things flying that night in the Miami sky. As the Miami airport was shut down. Still no flights going or coming at Miami International, only one PD helicopter patrolling the area. The absolute lack of this story anywhere is absolutely driving me mad. On my Google search, I found nothing. I found crickets. Ironic. Even my ex... Not my ex, even X let me down. Well, my ex let me down too, but that's a whole nother story. As when I searched on X, this is what I found. No results for people shooting at Miami Mall, 8 to 9 feet tall creatures. Okay, valid. Let's remove the obvious. Do another search without the 8 to 9 foot tall creatures. Well, now that's suspicious. Still no results for Miami Mall shooting January 2024. Now that's very suspicious. Because judging by the size of the police presence, the helicopter... But wait, there's more. You would think even X would have one post about it, but nothing. Thank goodness for social media, though, because where would we be in situations like this when the media chooses not to report if we didn't have incredible people going to social media to post details about it themselves? Can someone confirm they've cut the police scanner? Check flight tracker, doesn't look like any flights leaving or coming into MIA. You can see the helicopter doing loops. Yes, they cut the scanners. Multiple people claim they saw 8 to 10 foot tall aliens or very tall zombies, and it caused shoppers panic.
Yeah, come on.
There are now black helicopters flying and everything is blocked off. Power has also been cut in a few blocks and at the mall. So you're going to tell me that the police literally cut the public's access to the police scanners? All because some juveniles are fighting with sticks? Okay. And they're going to cut the power, not only to surrounding areas, but also the power to the mall itself. So much so that 61,290 homes are without power at that time. On Reddit, we found anyone following what happened in Miami last night, apparently mass sighting of 7 to 10 foot tall creatures. Flights halted, police radio cut off, and helicopters patrolling. So are you really telling me that they're hoping, they're praying that we are all going to just believe this? Miami police, a large fight broke out involving several juveniles, some of whom may have been armed with some kind of sticks. Police are still continuing their investigation at this time. Okay. You know who else is doing their investigation at this time? Me and the rest of the world. You cannot be serious when you tell me you're going to cut the power to the mall and multiple homes in Miami, shut down a whole airport, no planes in and no planes out, have hundreds of police officers storming the mall, rushing to the scene, and black PD helicopters scouring and patrolling the area from above. All simply because of a juvenile fight where some of the juveniles were armed with some kind of sticks. No, sir, I kindly reject this. I do not believe this at all. So guys, I'm curious, what are your thoughts? Because to you, does this look like the type of police presence that would ever be warranted or required for a fight between juveniles with sticks?
Yes.
All right, what happened?
Yeah, that looks like a stick dust up.
Stick dust up. Hashtag stick dust up.
Gunshots.
Oh, that's what that was?
All right.
I didn't hear that. I just heard screaming.
Yeah, no, that's why I came running. I heard
Wow. That's really something. What is the deal? The Niphilims are back.
Cool.
So what do you think really happened there?
Well, I can say that
Because of all of that fanfare, that police presence was really over juveniles fighting with sticks,
Yeah.
and I was a Miami citizen,
Yeah.
I would be demanding my taxpayer dollar back.
Okay.
Something much larger, much bigger,
Yeah.
far more giant and sinister happened there that night in Miami at that mall.
But
And
what
just
was
like
it?
the witnesses all stated, it wasn't kids with sticks. That looks way more like the response to a threat of 8 to 10 feet tall creatures, whether aliens or zombies or Nephilim, and mall goers having to respond by pew-pewing to defend and to protect themselves. But that's just me.
pew-pewing.
What do you think?
So-
Y'all, I'm here to tell you, God told us that in the days when
right.
Jesus will come back,
much
it
did I
will
miss?
be just like the days of Noah. But I
Oh.
think a lot of people are misinterpreting that scripture or overlooking one massive detail, one
Okay.
big detail,
Okay,
a
what is it?
giant detail. When it comes to the days of Noah,
Yeah.
sure, they were eating and drinking and marrying and sinning and fornication. But hasn't man been sinning that way, well, since the beginning of sin? The one thing that was different about the days of Noah, different from all
Nephilims.
of the regular days filled with sin
Is that
of
where we're
man,
going?
there were giants in those days.
Okay, giants,
And
yeah.
according to the Bible, and there were giants after.
And the
There were
giants are
giants
back.
even after the Genesis flood. So when the Bible tells us when Jesus returns it will be just like the days of Noah, I think, my friends, that is a warning to all of us.
So she
that
believes
when
in
we're in the
Nephilims.
end of days,
Yeah.
there will be giants.
see that.
And perhaps that is exactly what they saw that night in the mall.
Sure is
The 8 to 10 foot
extrapolating a lot,
creatures.
considering there's no
Perhaps
video.
they, my friends,
I know.
were the Nephilim.
All right.
Okay. Yeah. In this age of iPhones, now we're told, well, they were confiscating phones. They didn't confiscate every single phone. You know that. I mean, there's no way. Even 200 police aren't confiscating every single phone in the area. And nobody has any video of what was going on there?
So
Of the 10-foot Nephilims? Come on.
Friday afternoon, we did a live stream over at my YouTube channel, youtube.com/@themicwithkeith. And we played a news report. And first of all, we played a witness who was at the Foot Locker, I think, or was it Athlete's Foot? I don't know, whatever. And I think he said, when you're running or something, you're not recording. But they did a news report, and they interviewed a shop owner in the mall who said that it was fireworks, not gunshots. It was fireworks and smoke, and what else did he say? Oh, and they interviewed local news interviewed one of the moms of the juveniles who was arrested. So either this is maybe it's just a psyop. Maybe this is just trying to distract us. Either way, it's a little bit curious for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But it sounds like there's an explanation for this stuff. But I would love to see the video. I don't want to see the video from like 20 stories up of like this unfocused figure and all this stuff.
Right.
Give me something substantial.
Yes,
I
please.
want to believe it as well. Trust me, I really do.